Hello, sweet team. Welcome back to my channel. This is Sweet Adjeley. I am so excited to be with you all today, and I hope everyone is doing wonderfully well. In today's video, I share with you how to make Nane Flor Kotodwe stew, cow foot stew. So what I've done so far is to add some water and salt to the cow foot, cover it up and bring it to a boil. Once it boils, I'm going to get the cow foot out and discard that water. It is a form of cleaning it, so I parboil it and get rid of that water. Once I've transferred it into the pot, I'm going to prep some garlic, habanero pepper, ginger, and onions. I'm going to chop everything up and we're going to go ahead and add it to our cow foot.
International food captain will show you how to make pizza, jollof, mango and okra soup, sushi and pastries, all this and more. Sweet Adjeley, Sweet Adjeley,
To this, I'll add some of my Sweet Adjeley all-purpose seasoning and also some salt. I'll cover it up and bring it to a boil. For added flavor and fragrance, I'll be adding 1 bay leaf and some Star Anise. I'm just going to cover it up and cook my cow foot until it is halfway cooked because I like to finish the cooking process in the stew. All right, so now we'll leave it alone and we'll prep some ginger, habanero pepper, garlic, onion, and tomatoes.
Sweet Adjeley, continental food, madam. Food, madam. International food captain will show you how to make pizza, jollof, mango and okra soup, sushi and pastries, all this and more. Sweet Adjeley, Sweet Adjeley, Sweet Adjeley.
Now let's go check on our cow foot. It has been cooking now under pressure for about 15 minutes. So I check on it and it is at the tenderness that I'm going for. As soon as you see some of the bones falling off the meat, you know we are ready to get it off because we don't want this to be too soft. I also like to get all the cow foot out and skim off some of the excess oil, but first I'll strain it, but I'm not gonna get rid of all the goodness that I added to the cow foot. All right, I'll add it to blend my other ingredients. I also like to get rid of the excess fat on the cow foot. It is totally optional. You don't have to do that, but I choose to do so because I don't like enjoying my cow foot and feel I'm eating fat. No. But as I said, it is optional. Once I get it out, I'll put everything back in the stock because I don't want it to dry out. I'll cover it and set it aside. Blended my onion, garlic, ginger, and habanero pepper, and I'm setting that aside. I'm also going to go ahead and blend my tomatoes, and I'm using a combination of fresh tomatoes and canned tomatoes. I love these two brands that I'm using because it has no salt, and I'm not a big fan of salt, so anything with low sodium is for me. So I'll pour everything into the blender, blend that as well, and set it aside. For the rest of the onions, I'm going to go ahead and dice them into tiny pieces, and we will be ready to get started with our stew because everything have been prepped now. So let's do it. In a heated pan, I'm going to add in some coconut oil. You may use any oil of your choice, but y'all know I'm a coconut oil girl. To that, I'll add my chopped up onions and I'll fry it for about 5 minutes or until it becomes translucent. Here I have the bay leaf and the star anise that I added to the stock. I've added it in with the onions and I'll allow it to fry together. It's been about 5 minutes and I'm going to go ahead and add in some tomato paste and I'll allow this to fry for about 5 to 10 minutes. You want to fry it until it begins to separate a little bit, meaning it is well fried. Jegbeni o shiamoemi koni o Flor ango. It's been about 10 minutes and at this point I'm adding in my blended onions, garlic, ginger, and habanero pepper, and I'll continue frying this until the onions releases its sweet taste. The more you fry your onions, the sweeter it becomes, okay? All right, y'all, the base of our stew have been frying now for about 12 minutes. And as you can see, oil have settled back on top of it and it is looking so good. At this point, your onions should be nice and sweet. And as you can see, it is beginning to separate when you scoop it. Perfect time to add in our blended tomatoes. So once I add that in, I'm going to cover it halfway and cook it, stirring it periodically until oil begins to settle on top of it, meaning it is done or almost done. And we are back. Our stew is looking good. It has cooked down quite a bit, and at this point I would be adding in my stock, but because our cow foot is not completely cooked, I'm adding everything in at this point, and we'll continue cooking this until our stew is done, so you know this is going to be delicious. Now if your cow foot is too soft at this point, then do not add it. Just add the stock, allow it to cook halfway before adding in your cow foot. Mine is a good texture. It is nice and firm, so I put it in now so that it'll cook all together. And about 15 minutes later, this is what our stew is looking like. It looks so good. I didn't have to add any more seasoning because the cow foot was well seasoned. So I'm just going to wake the flavors up by adding a little bit of clove, thyme, sage, and finally some curry powder. Stir everything together and allow it to simmer for about 5 minutes. And our stew is finally done, but I'll finish it off by adding some carrots and some hot pepper for those of us that want a little more heat to the stew. You don't have to do this. It is totally optional. I choose to do that. I'll allow this to simmer for an additional 5 minutes. And just like that, our stew is ready. Our rice is also ready. So all that is left is to serve and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do not forget to give your girl a thumbs up. Thank you. Share and subscribe if you have not done that yet. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. This is Sweet Adjeley. Thank you so much for subscribing. And to the Sweet team, y'all know I love you. Until I see you in my next video, stay safe, keep loving each other, and remember that the love of God and family is life's greatest blessing. And guys, ke onamini uchemi sweet mahabotu. Bye y'all.